If you saw my last video, you know college isn't really for me. But that was a side reason. This story you're about to hear is one of my top 2 reasons why I'm not a fan of college dorms. A few years back, I was doing long distance with my girlfriend Audrey, who is now my wife. Up top for the nice guys, not always finishing last. Anyway, she was going to college in Oklahoma. Meanwhile, I was working in Colorado editing for a YouTuber. We hadn't seen each other in months, and I was getting real down bad. So I wanted to find a way to visit her. Don't worry, we'll get past all this simping stuff soon. I just wanted to set up the scene for you guys real quick. So lucky for me, one of my good friends we'll call Joshua also had a friend that went to ORU. So I was like, hey bro, we should plan a trip to go see our people. You can see Ben, and then I can surprise my girlfriend. And Josh was like, heck yeah bro, I'll reach out to Ben. And I was like, bet. And this is a whole story for a whole other time, but we arranged a surprise for Audrey. We flew out, Josh's friend picked us up and brought us to campus. I kind of fell in quicksand, got slightly kidnapped, made a permanent face print in the dorm parking lot of ORU, and somewhat successfully surprised Audrey. Like I said, whole story for a whole other time. This story is about what happened in the boys' dorm of ORU. And I say boys' dorm for a reason. So after a long day of some traumatic experiences, I was wiped out. And I was ready to go to Ben's dorm to spend the night. Another thing you should know about ORU is they have a very strict gender policy. So that means no girls allowed in the boys' dorm building and vice versa for the girls' dorm. And these dorms had some security measures. There was only one door in or out with a guard at the desk who checked everyone's student IDs. And there was only one elevator that went to each floor. There were fire exit stairs on the outside of the building, but the doors were locked from the inside, so there was no way in except for through this main door. You did not want to be caught outside the building without your ID because you could not get back in without it. So if you weren't a male with a student ID, you couldn't get into the elevator. The only reason Josh and I could get in is because Ben had his student ID and he's allowed to bring a couple guests. With all guys and absolutely no girls allowed, this building was just a musty potluck of feet, DoorDash, and raging testosterone, with only one shared community bathroom per floor. Yes, they only have one extra medium-sized bathroom on each floor where the only sinks, showers, and toilets are, surrounded by about 10 feet of tile in the hallway. Unfortunately, this crappy bathroom situation only perpetuates the mustiness. So we got to Ben's floor, and I went to go brush my teeth in the community bathroom. Right away, I'm met with 2 dudes showering with no regard for public nudity. Oh yeah, someone stole the shower curtains, so it's just like this now. So I go in to start brushing my teeth, and then I notice one of the stalls is occupied by a door. A door. The shower guys see me looking at this thing, and they're like, oh yeah, someone took a screwdriver and removed Jacob's entire door. Yeah bro, it's hilarious. I'll get him back somehow. Oh yeah? So I'm thinking, this style of life is not appealing, but it's okay because I'm here to hang out with my girlfriend and it's only for one night. As I was walking out of the bathroom back to Ben's dorm, I slipped on the tile floor a little bit. The mustiness coming off the 2 shower guys must have made the tile outside the bathroom slick. And I thought, that's a bit dangerous. But since I was wiped out by the travel day, I kind of wanted to get to bed even though it's like 10 p.m. Josh and Ben still wanted to hang, so they were out somewhere, but they left the door open for me. Finally, my head hit the pillow, and as I started to drift off into sweet, beautiful slumber, I'm suddenly awakened by the devastating need to pee. So what do I have to do? Open the door and walk 30 miles to the community bathroom. However, as I'm approaching, I hear some loud laughter and shenaniganery going on in that bad boy. Before I even get there, I hear a stall door slam, and I hear one guy yelling, bro, no, yo, I'm not done. No, wait, whoa, what are you doing? Hey, we can talk about this. No, wait. So I'm like, I can hold it. And about 2 seconds later, I'm like, I can't hold it. So I slowly approached the bathroom and peeked around the corner to make sure the coast is clear. I do my business, looking over my shoulder, making sure nobody's gonna jump me. I finished up, slipped on the tile a little bit, and headed back to Ben's dorm. As I'm cautiously walking back to Ben's dorm, there's some ruckus down the hall in front of me. And considering everything that I just saw, I book it to Ben's room, and I try to open the door, and it's locked. I knocked. Nothing. I tried the doorknob again. Nothing. As I looked over to the ruckus down the hall, I see Josh and Ben over there. They must have thought I left, so they locked the door. I started walking over there, and one guy in the herd gets on top of a table, and he's like, everybody get to floor 3 for Buckbuck! So people start piling into the elevator, and I couldn't catch up to Josh and Ben before they got in, so I had to wait with a bunch of strangers. We're doing Buckbuck tonight? I thought it was Alpha Male. No, that's on alternating Tuesdays. Hey, what's Alpha Male? Oh, that's when we paint a circle on the floor and everyone strips down and basically fights to see who the last man standing is. Then he's crowned Alpha Male until the next alternating Tuesday. Uh-huh. And what's Buckbuck? Oh, you'll see. Oh, great! I got to floor 3 to look for Josh and Ben, and I noticed all of the lights were off. That wasn't normal to my understanding. So I'm navigating through this sea of people, trying to find Josh and Ben, when I find myself at the very front of whatever everyone's gathered around. It's a creepy dark hallway with red lights and dudes in masks poking out of every dorm. These guys with masks on looked like they were holding heavy bags and all sorts of blunt weapons. I tried to turn back, but the sea of people was too thick. I look back, I see them pouring something on the tile floor in front of the communal bathroom. Before I could even think about what I got myself into, a tall guy walked into the entrance of the hallway and went, Who's ready to play Buckbuck? Any volunteers? I froze so hard because my primal instinct thought maybe his vision was based on movement. You. Freshman, right? Normally I'm not like any man falls behind is left behind, but I used that time to get the heck out of there. By the time I'd put my heart back into my body, like 4 guys take this kid, strip him down to his underwear, and point him down the hallway. You can't leave until you touch the exit sign. You see that little exit sign down there? All you gotta do is go touch it and come back. This poor kid could tell they were not gonna let him go unless he did this. So with everyone watching, he gears up and he starts to book it. Right away, the guys poking out of the dorms start whacking him with their backpacks and book bags. And it sounded like some weighted thuds hitting this kid. He's going as fast as he can, writhing from every hit. As he tries his best to get to the exit sign, he reaches the tile floors. They had put dish soap all over the floor. Before he can realize what even happened to him, they come by the tens out of every dorm and just start whacking this kid with their bags. And just when I thought it was over, they dragged him to the very end of the hallway, opened the fire exit door, and threw him out into the snowy rain, and then they shut it. That door only opens from the inside. It's snowing outside. He was in his underwear, which means he didn't have his ID. If you don't have your ID, you can't get back in. Who's next? Right then I saw Josh and Ben getting back in the elevator, so I went after them, and the tall guy chose another unlucky soul. I missed the elevator doors by that much, and I looked back to see, this time, they were filling a squirt gun with white vinegar, and a few other guys were stringing something across the bathroom tile. I finally get in the elevator, and I see 2 other guys are carrying a really heavy-looking duffel bag and some rope into the hallway. Finally, the doors closed and I went to go meet Josh and Ben in Ben's dorm. That night, as I lay awake thinking about what had transpired, I heard several smack and thud crashes followed by caveman-like cheering. Let me tell you, I didn't see the rest of the game that happened last night, but the next day, I heard some people talking about it. Apparently, that thing that they strung across the tile was a tripwire, and the vinegar that was getting poured into that squirt gun was used to squirt people in the eyes after they wiped out on the tripwire so that they couldn't see. And apparently, that huge, heavy-looking duffel bag was strung up into the ceiling and dropped at people like the Ewoks did in Return of the Jedi. Oh, what, you don't believe me? Well, I have one singular video from that night that someone airdropped me while I was on campus. Somebody must have been sending it to a bunch of people somewhere and accidentally sent it to me too. So, please enjoy the only proof I have that this ever happened. Did you see that? Did you freaking see that? You can see the duffel bag that was probably full of rocks come down and smack this poor kid in the forehead. Yup, college life is not for me. Subscribe for more stories. See you next time.